Welcome to all the participants for having taken the time out and having attended the session today. My name is Gautam Upadhyaya, and I'll be taking today's session. So we'll just wait a few seconds. Quite a lot of people are still joining in the session, but we'll just start in a few seconds' time. So I think we'll start the session since a lot of people have already joined in. So आज का सेशन जो रहेगा it is regarding a very interesting topic regarding option trading. Option trading has caught the fascination of a lot of traders, and a lot of participants have joined the option segment in the last few years. Post COVID, there has been an extremely high influx of traders who are currently trading in the option segment. So according to a statistic which was released a few months back by the Federation of Options Council, so there's a body which releases data regarding option trading. So according to that particular statistic, it stated that out of the total options that are traded in the entire world, so suppose there are 100 contracts which are traded in the entire world, almost 80 contracts of them were traded in on the floor of the Indian exchange, that is on NSE and BSE. So that's how popular options trading has become in the last few years in the Indian market. So when the product has become so popular, it is also important to manage risk and while trading in this particular product, because option trading is definitely a very lucrative product. इसमें बहुत पैसा बनने का भी चांस है, लेकिन इसमें रिस्क भी बहुत है. So the risk management also is very important to manage while trading in the option segment. So we'll cover a lot of topics in trade which are related to the risk part of it, why maintaining stop loss is important. So anyone who is trading options, who today was an excellent day, it was very challenging in the first half, but in the second half, post around 1:30, there was an extremely sharp rally which was seen in Bank Nifty. So we'll talk a lot about this topic as well. Why there was a rally, what was the, how could you manage the risk associated with it. सो दीज आर दी ब्रॉड टॉपिक्स को. तो आज के सेशन में हम लोग ये चार ब्रॉड टॉपिक्स कवर करने वाले हैं. फर्स्ट इज रिगार्डिंग द हिस्टोरिकल ट्रेंड ऑफ इंडिया विक्स. तो इंडिया विक्स क्यों बढ़ता है, कौन से समय पे बढ़ता है, एंड व्हाट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ इंडिया विक्स. हाउ कैन एन ऑप्शन ट्रेडर ट्रैक इंडिया विक्स, एंड व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ ट्रैकिंग इंडिया विक्स फॉर एन ऑप्शन ट्रेडर. उससे क्या क्या पता चलता है, व्हाट आर द डेटा दैट एन ऑप्शन ट्रेडर शुड कीप एट द बैक ऑफ हिज माइंड when the volatility in the market increases. तो जब भी volatility बढ़ती है, what are the important things to keep at the back of your mind, that we'll be discussing about that. Then how to maintain stop loss. तो index options में जब भी आप trade कर रहे हो, based on the lot size of the contract that you are trading, how you can consider to maintain a stop loss, why it is necessary to maintain a stop loss in option trading, that also I will discuss in today's session. Selecting the right strike price and significance of delta. So we'll be taking a very crucial topic regarding selecting the right strike price. Strike price क्यों important है. A lot of traders what happens is they get their view right. View तो right हो जाता है, व्यू तेजी का लगता है, लेकिन वो लोग wrong strike price select करने के वजह से you end up on the losing side. So there are a lot of times where you get your view right, the index moves in your favor also, but the quantum of movement is not the desired what you seek. That is because of selecting the wrong strike price. So in today's session, we'll also be discussing a bit about selecting the right strike price. And when you're selecting the strike price itself, there is an degree of probability associated with the strike price that you're selecting. तो आप जो strike price select कर रहे हैं, what is the probability of success of that particular strike price giving you money at the time of expiry. That also we'll be discussing in today's session. And last key few very important points regarding derivative trading, the basic regarding which are the strategies which are high in risk, which are the strategies low in risk, and very important pointers regarding option trading. So these are the broad topics that we'll be covering in today's session. So first we'll just discuss briefly regarding historical trend of VIX. So India VIX is a very important concept which a lot of option traders may already be knowing, but just for the benefit of everyone, I'll just discuss regarding VIX once more. तो इंडिया विक्स जो है इट इज एन इंडेक्स विच हैज बीन क्रिएटेड बाय एनएससी. तो ये एनएससी का प्रोप्राइटरी इंडेक्स है. It is based on the India VIX is based on the calculation I'm saying is based on next month. Current series के options पे based नहीं है. It is based on the next month and the far month options which are taken into consideration, and in them also the out of the money strikes are considered. And इसका calculation होता है. See, we do not have to focus much on how India VIX is actually calculated. It's a bit complex. The mathematical formulas are involved in it. But what I want to highlight in understanding VIX is generally associated or known as a fear index. The reason for India VIX being known as a fear index is जब भी मार्केट में वॉलेटिलिटी बढ़ती है या फिर जब भी when there is panic in the market, India VIX tends to rise on the upside. So it is very important to note that VIX when it increases and when it decreases. See, whenever there is sharp buying of options in the market, कभी भी options buying होती है market में heavy quantity में in a very sharp manner, there tends to be a spike in India VIX. See, India VIX can go up if there is buying of call option or if there is buying of put option. ये दोनों केसेस में इंडिया विक्स ऊपर जा सकता है. बट जनरली वी सी दैट whenever there is sharp buying of put options, that's the time when India VIX tends to go up. The reason for this is very simple. Most of the traders who are trading in the Indian market tend to have a long only portfolio. Even the fund managers, the fund houses, इनका portfolio जो रहता है, it generally tends to be a long only portfolio. मतलब इसमें most of the time the positions are on the long side. So whenever the markets are gradually inching up, there is no panic. Everyone is happy. Everyone is making money. But whenever a major event comes into play, like the general elections या कोई भी एक major event आता है, that is the time traders or fund managers consider to hedge their existing position. तो जो existing position है उनको hedge करना भी important है in terms of whenever there is a major event in front of us. So in order to hedge your positions, you tend to buy put options. So I'll just discuss a lot of charts as well. So whenever we discuss regarding the charts, it will be much more clear to you how the price action happens of India VIX. But this is what I just wanted to highlight, that whenever the markets are in a steady uptrending phase, everyone is making money. There is no panic in the market. And that is the time India VIX does not tend to rise. It generally tends to be in a sideways consolidation phase. But whenever the markets go into a bit of panic, yeah, there is a major event around the corner, traders tend to buy out of the money options in order to hedge their portfolio. So whenever there is a sudden spike in India in buying of put options, VIX tends to rise on the upside. So that is why there is a correlation between buying of put options and India VIX moving on the upside. That is, I want to highlight once again that VIX can go up if there is sharp buying of call option or if there is sharp buying of put option. But most of the time we observe that VIX tends to rise when there is buying of put options in the market. So this is the chart. So we'll just discuss previously when VIX has increased and what is the significance. When VIX increases, what happens to option premiums, everyone should know. So we'll just discuss three instances regarding the election phase. So since we have just passed through the election phase, it is important to know that whenever there is a major event which is around the corner, VIX tends to spike up. So you can see in this particular image, that is 2014 elections. No one had much of a clue which government would come into power at that point of time. Even though BJP came into power with majority, but prior to the elections, it was an unknown event, and traders wanted to hedge their portfolio. So like I mentioned, there was sharp buying of put options, which resulted in a spike in India VIX moving closer towards 35-40 levels. What happens when VIX tends to rise? Whenever VIX tends to rise, the option premium becomes expensive. So this is very important to understand for an option buyer. कभी भी market में volatility बढ़ती है तो option premium के prices भी बढ़ते हैं. The reason for this is the option sellers. For every option buyer there is an option seller. The option seller also wants to mitigate his risk. मतलब उसको भी अपना risk कम करना है. So what he does is he charges a higher premium during such uncertain events. तो उसको भी risk है. The option seller also has risk when he is selling the options. So in order to compensate for the risk, he charges a higher premium during these volatile times. So it is important to understand when the markets are volatile, when there is a major event around the corner. At that point of time, the VIX tends to rise, which results in option premiums also rising, because like I mentioned, the reason for it. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है that this like the RBI event, our view is bullish, the markets move also in the right direction, but once the event gets over, there is a sharp drop in India VIX. The event is over, the uncertainty is out of the picture. So you can clearly see in this image, that is all the elections, every time the election or any major event gets over, the volatility which has spiked up tends to witness a sudden crash. So that is what has happened in this particular instance also. And the option premium jo hai, which witnesses uptick before the event, witnesses a sudden crash in option premium. So even though the direction may be right, you still end up making a loss many times. The reason for this is the drop in volatility, the drop in India VIX. So this was 2014. The next image is 2019. Clearly, you can see the same replica. Once again, option premiums tend to spike up during the major event, and post the event gets over, that is almost in a 1 month time frame, there is a sharp drop in volatility. Volatility drop does not mean that in the current scenario there cannot be big range moves. It can always happen, but when the volatility is more, the probability of such big days or large candles on Nifty being higher is much more. So this is 2019 elections, and likewise you can see before the 2024 elections as well, we had a sharp uptick in India VIX, and the option premiums also had become expensive. If you see, remember the last at the start of the May series, option premiums were very expensive, and post the election verdict, that is post 4th June, that last 8-9 trading sessions, India VIX currently also, this is a live example, this is during the current series itself. In the last 8-9 trading sessions, we have seen that volatility index has witnessed a crash of nearly 60%. So option premiums also have come down considerably. See, it is important why for any option trader, you should know the environment in which you're trading. So it is extremely important to know what is the environment that you're trading in, what is the option premiums at that point of time. Higher the volatility, the higher the premium. So now currently option premiums are closer towards their historical average levels in terms of option pricing. Today we witnessed an extremely sharp move in Bank Nifty. We'll discuss about that as well. So I just wanted to highlight and make you all understand regarding this very interesting topic. So anyone who's trading in options should know the type of environment that he's trading in. If the environment is quite volatile, do note that the option premiums will be expensive. So certain traders during such phases of the market go into option selling mode because they want to capture the theta decay post the event. Many times you have seen that once the event is over, there is a sharp decline in option premiums. So there are a lot of traders who want to capture the theta decay as well. So we have covered these basic concepts in our previous derivative sessions. What is meant by theta decay? What is for an option? Why it is important to know that what is the theta component associated with the option premium. So this is a very important topic, and I hope everyone is aware of it. That once the event is over, there is a major correction in the time value because the uncertain event gets out of the picture. मतलब जो major, no one knows prior to the verdict what will be the actual outcome or what will be the nature of the reaction of the market. But once the event is over, there is calm in the market or the uncertainty gets out of the way. Now let's discuss a very important topic regarding importance of stop loss in trading options. So if anyone was in front of the screen in today's trading session, if they were trading in options and if they had not maintained a stop loss, today would have been an extremely challenging day. I'll just show you two charts. Of Bank Nifty, because today the entire action, आज का जो पूरा जो खेल था, it was in Bank Nifty. So you should just understand the type of movements which come in options. It is very challenging for a new trader to understand the type of volatility which be in the option premiums. So this first chart is of the strike price, that is 50,900. तो आपको लग रहा है कि 1 o'clock तक कुछ ज्यादा मूवमेंट नहीं है, but if you see the price, you will know that the option premium is a movement from 50 rupees. This is just in the first hour, that is. So the left hand side is, you observe it is from 50 rupees. The option premium has moved almost to 450. From 450 it has come back once again towards 70 levels. From 70 it has again moved back to 400. All this has happened before 10:30 in the market, and the real action which is there happens post 1:30, wherein the option premium moves from almost 300, it moves towards 1100 on the upside. So that is the type of movement. These are all just 5-minute candles. It is not a major time frame also. It is just 5-minute candles which are showing such sharp volatility. What I want to highlight in this particular slide is, if you do not maintain a stop loss, see, you may be having a bullish view, but the type of movement which comes, the type of movement which is there in option premium is quite challenging to capture. If you do not maintain a stop loss, your entire capital can get wiped out. See, even at 400 you may be having a bullish view. You have a view that Bank Nifty through the day will go on the upside. But if you trade options, this is all from an intraday scalping perspective that I'm explaining. If you do not maintain a stop loss, your entire capital can get wiped out, because from 450, when the option premium comes to 50, even the most seasoned traders will get little worried about their positions. So whenever you're trading Bank Nifty, always consider to maintain a stop loss of around 60 to 70 points in option premium, because like I mentioned, if you do not maintain it, see, there will be many instances you may feel that, oh, just the stop loss has touched and once again the option premiums have moved on the upside, so it is better if I do not maintain a stop loss. But the day you consider to do that, there could be a chance wherein the option premium all the way from 450, there may not be a recovery itself. This is just a positive scenario where there has been a recovery in the second half of the session. Imagine a scenario wherein you purchase something for 400 in Bank Nifty, that is option premium, and then there is just a sideways consolidation for the entire day. Your entire capital can get wiped out. So every time, it is better to get stopped out 3-4 times. Stop loss does not mean that you are not a good trader. It just means that you are good and efficient in managing your risk. Please keep that in back of the mind कि stop loss अगर लगता है, it can happen 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. It is extremely important, because see what I'm telling you, there may be instances, see, like you buy something at 100, if you should maintain something. Like, let's take an example of Nifty. When we give calls from our side in Nifty, we generally tend to maintain a stop loss of around 20 to 25 points in the option premium. And when we give for Bank Nifty, we generally tend to maintain around 50 to 60 points. I'll explain the logic also why I consider to do that. 20 points or 25 points in Nifty means about 40 to 50 points actual price fluctuation in Nifty. So I know that more or less that if 50 points Nifty has moved against me, then more or less my view, that is my scalping, these are all from an intraday perspective. Please do note, if you are a positional trader, you will definitely have to maintain a higher stop loss, because you cannot do positional trading with just 20-30 points of SL. But if you are a scalper, which most of the traders currently are, then it is very important to maintain a stop loss while trading. So for Nifty, ideally the stop loss of the option premium should be about 20 to 30 points. For Bank Nifty, ideally it should be about 50 to 60 points, because more or less if it goes against that, you know more or less that your view has gone wrong, and it is better to close out your position and take a fresh trade. So this is one chart of 50,900 call option of today's expiry. You can see how volatile the markets were and why it is extremely important to maintain a stop loss. ये एक दूसरा चार्ट है आज का, ये ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग का. दिस इज ऑफ द चार्ट ऑफ 1 सेकंड, आई जस्ट सी 51,700 कॉल ऑप्शन. तो आप देख सकते हैं लगभग 1 बजे तक भी ये ऑप्शन का प्राइस 8 रुपए तक था. एंड पोस्ट 130 8 रुपए से ये ऑप्शन प्रीमियम ऑलमोस्ट वेंट टू 350 ऑन द ऑफ साइड. See, you can consider to buy at any point of time, but if you do not maintain a stop loss, this option premium, that is 50,700, after hitting 350, imagine that you purchased it at 200 and you do not maintain a stop loss, you are very happy it has gone to 340, but from 340 within the next 15 minutes it again comes back almost to zero. So please do maintain a stop loss when trading in options. It is a very dynamic environment. Prices बहुत fast fluctuate होते हैं. So it is extremely important to maintain a stop loss while trading in the option segment. So I hope everyone understands why maintaining stop loss. See, I'll just take the scenario of why stop loss is important. So take a consideration that you buy a particular strike price by paying an option premium of 100. आपने stop loss maintain किया 70 का. It may happen that the option price may move from 100 towards 68, and then again from 68 it may move towards 200. Then you will feel what is the need of maintaining stop loss. मेरा तो stop loss just लग के वापस rebound हो चुका है market में. What is the need of maintaining a stop loss? That is one scenario. This happens just 2 or 3 times in 50 trades, wherein it may just touch your stop loss and then there may be a rebound in the option premium. Most of the time you do not maintain your stop loss, that is the option premium will move straight from 100 towards 20-30 rupees on the downside, and to recover from 30 back to your initial capital of 100 will be an extremely challenging scenario. 30 rupees से वापस 100 रुपए तक आपका कैपिटल लेके आना is almost 3 times the multiplying it almost. तो 30 से 100 तक वापस लाना is a very challenging task for any trader. So that is why when you are doing intraday trading, always consider to maintain a fixed stop loss. Stop loss is not a signal that you are a bad trader. It is just that that particular trade of yours has gone wrong. And always when trading in options, consider it as a game of probability. आपका trade कितने time, see, don't even think of it as a one day game. You have to think of this as a test match. You have to play a number of trades, and out of that how many trades you are successful, that is what is important. You may be successful in one trade, two trades, and you may think that there is no need to maintain stop loss, but consider it over 100 trades. If you do not maintain a stop loss, definitely your capital has a good chance of getting wiped out. And anything in technical analysis has to be considered from a perspective of probability. तो आपने अगर 100 ट्रेड लिए हैं, do not consider 1-2 trades to be profitable or successful. See that over a course of 100 trades, how many trades of yours has gone successful, and what is the risk reward. Risk reward also is very important. At least maintain in options at least a risk reward of 1:1. It may ideally everyone will tell to maintain a risk reward of 1:1.5. See, in this also two things are there. One is risk reward and what is the probability of success, strike rate जो रहता है. So if you have a good strike rate, the probability, अगर आपका risk reward even if it is 1:1, you will come up on the profitable side. If you have a very good risk reward, even if your strike rate is 45-50%, still you can come out on the profitable side. So out of these two things, at least one should be very good in your favor. That is, you should have a very good strike rate, or you should maintain a very good risk reward. If you maintain both of them, it is the best scenario. But that is very tough for everyone, maintaining a very high strike rate and also maintaining a risk reward of 1:1.5, 1:2, especially when you're doing option trading. But these things are very, very important for any trader who does trading in Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty. Now coming to the next concept of selecting the right strike price. See, risk reward in option trading is all about selecting the right strike price. And we always tell, if you are doing trading in options, always consider at the money के strike prices में trade करने के लिए. So I'll just explain with a very simple scenario. In terms of call option के तरफ से मैं explain कर दूंगा. उसका exact opposite is for put options. So without wasting any further time, let's go to the next slide. I'll explain it properly in this particular slide. तो निफ्टी करंटली जो है, जो वो ट्रेड हो रहा है 23,550 के लेवल. सो एट द टाइम ऑफ मेकिंग द पर्टिकुलर प्रेजेंटेशन, निफ्टी वाज ट्रेडिंग एट 23,550 लेवल्स. So 23,550 जो है, it is known as at the money. There is a reason why it is known as at the money, because that is where the spot price is currently trading at. See, strike price could be at the money in terms of future price or as well as spot price. See, ये दो अलग अलग चीज रहते हैं, spot price और future price. कभी कभी future price 100 रुपये could be trading at a premium of about 100 from the spot price. अगर option chain अगर आप खोलोगे, most of the time the at the money strike is decided based on where the futures is trading. तो मान लो अगर 23,600 पे futures trade हो रहा है, अगर आप option chain खोलोगे तो 23,600 will be showing you that it is the at the money strike. But please do note, from an expiry perspective, it is important to know that your strike price that you have selected is at the money in terms of spot price, because the settlement जो होता है, जो weekly contracts के जो settlement जो होते हैं, वो spot basis पे होते हैं, ना कि future के prices पे. So it is very important. Many times a trader will see that the particular option is not giving him money even though it is in the money, but it is in the money in terms of future price, not in terms of spot price. For an example, I'll just explain it. This is very important. जो भी weekly contracts trade कर रहे हैं, you should understand that your option is determined कि ये profit में है या loss में है, is determined based on where the spot has given a closing. So take the scenario that you have purchased 23,600 call option and futures has given a closing at 23,640 and spot has given a closing at 23,580. Many people will compare, because futures option prices move based on future prices, not on spot, but the settlement happens on spot. So this is a very important distinguish which everyone needs to understand. Option prices का जो fluctuation रहता है, day to day fluctuation, that happens based on future prices, and the settlement which happens, that happens based on the spot prices. So if you purchase 23,600 call option and if Nifty spot closes at 23,580, that means your option is out of the money and you will not make any money at the time of expiry. If you have purchased 23,500 call option and if Nifty closes at 23,580, that means you are 80 points in the money and you will at least make bare minimum 80 rupees. 80 is the premium. So 80 into 25 जो Nifty का lot size है, that's what you will end up making. So I hope everyone is clear with this particular concept of knowing which strike price and why it is important to select the right strike price. So let's take a simple example and I'll explain it over here as well. तो मान लो कि निफ्टी ट्रेड हो रहा है 23,550 पे. So that is where the current price of Nifty is. There will be a lot of traders. कल का एक्सपायरी का ये एग्जांपल है. कल निफ्टी का वीकली एक्सपायरी है. So 23,000. There will be a lot of traders who may consider to purchase 23,800 का call option. The reason for this is the premium is relatively cheap. मतलब 8 रुपए 10 रुपए पे प्रीमियम ट्रेड हो रहा है. So there will be a lot of people who want to buy this particular option premium because it is trading at a very low price. But it is very important to note that there is, with every strike price that you purchase, there is a certain probability of success कि आप पैसा बनाओगे कि नहीं बनाओगे. That is based on delta. What delta tells us is the probability of success. See, there are two meanings of delta. Means two methods of how traders make use of delta. Delta one is the vanilla meaning of delta. मगर अगर निफ्टी 100 पॉइंट से बढ़ता है तो आपका ऑप्शन प्रीमियम कितने से बढ़ेगा, दैट इज ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय डेल्टा. अगर डेल्टा 0.5 है तो इसका ये मतलब है कि निफ्टी अगर 100 पॉइंट से ऊपर जाएगा, आपका ऑप्शन प्रीमियम 50 पॉइंट से ऊपर जाएगा. दैट इज द कन्वेंशनल मेथड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेल्टा. द अदर मेथड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेल्टा इज व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सक्सेस एट द टाइम ऑफ एक्सपायरी. तो ये जो स्ट्राइक प्राइस है जो मैंने लाल बॉक्स में हाईलाइट किया है, यू कैन सी इट इज 23,800 कॉल ऑप्शन, जिसका प्रीमियम लगभग 8 रुपए है जब ये मैंने स्लाइड बनाया था। एंड इसका डेल्टा जो है दैट इज 0.09, मतलब कल का जो एक्सपायरी है देर इज अ 9% चांस दैट निफ्टी विल क्लोज अबाउट 23,800 इन टुमारोज एक्सपायरी। आप जितना दूर का स्ट्राइक परचेज करोगे उतना उसका प्रोबेबिलिटी कम होते रहता है। सो इफ यू परचेज समथिंग लाइक 23,900, उसका प्रोबेबिलिटी लगभग 3 है। एंड अगर आप 24,000 का कॉल ऑप्शन बाय करोगे जो निफ्टी ऑलमोस्ट 500 पॉइंट दूर है, इट इज लेस देन 1% चांस दैट निफ्टी विल मूव 500 पॉइंट्स इन टुमारोज ट्रेडिंग सेशन। So that is why it is very important to know the probability of the particular, see अगर आप देख सकते हो उसका probability है लगभग 2% के आसपास है 24,000 कॉल ऑप्शन का, मतलब there is 98% chance that you will lose money if you purchase the 24,000 call option. So that is why अगर आप देखोगे almost 90% of the trades जो हम लोग देते हैं we give it in at the money strike prices. The reason for this is जो एट द मनी के स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस रहते हैं दे टेंड टू हैव अ डेल्टा ऑफ 0.5, मतलब 50% तो स्ट्राइक, मतलब देयर इज अ चांस दैट 50% एटलीस्ट द पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन विल मेक मनी फॉर यू। सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्ट्राइक प्राइस दैट यू परचेज इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेल्टा। तो kindly select the strikes accordingly. If you select the wrong strike price, there is a very good chance that your capital will be wiped out. तो दूर के ऑप्शंस अवॉइड कीजिए, भले ही उसका ऑप्शन प्रीमियम कम रहेगा। सी दीज आर वन ऑफ सिनारियोज, जैसे आज का मूवमेंट हुआ बैंक निफ्टी में, दीज आर वन ऑफ सिनारियोज। हर दिन थोड़ी 2000 का पॉइंट का मूवमेंट बैंक निफ्टी में आता है। इफ यू परचेज समथिंग विच इज 1000 पॉइंट्स अवे, 1500 पॉइंट्स अवे, it may be just a one off where you pay some 10 rupee option premium and that will move towards 130 150 rupees. Most of the time 80% of the time आपका ऑप्शन प्रीमियम जीरो ही होने वाला है। बेटर देन दैट ट्रेड विद स्लाइटली, द रिस्क विल बी मोर डेफिनेटली एट द मनी बिकॉज ऑप्शन प्राइस फ्लक्चुएशन फास्ट रहता है, but the probability of making money also is significantly higher in these strike prices. So that is why we always, हम हमारी तरफ से तो सारे स्ट्राइक प्राइस हम लोग कभी भी 500 पॉइंट दूर का या 1000 पॉइंट दूर का कभी भी हम लोग आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शंस नहीं देते। मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉल ऑप्शंस दैट वी गिव और द पुट ऑप्शंस दैट वी गिव आर ऑफ एट द मनी। नाउ लेट अस टेक, जो मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया था वो सेम है। व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड डेल्टा इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सक्सेस। तो ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट ऑप्शन ग्रीक है जो डेल्टा जो है, आपको कोई भी ऑप्शन ट्रेडर हो उसको दो ऑप्शन ग्रीक समझना ही बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। वन इज डेल्टा एंड द अदर वन इज टीटा, जो टाइम वैल्यू कंपोनेंट है, और दूसरा जो डेल्टा है ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। डेल्टा आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन इट वंस अगेन। ये बताता है कि अगर इंडेक्स 100, सपोज निफ्टी गोज अप बाय 100 पॉइंट्स, तो आपका ऑप्शन प्रीमियम कितने से बढ़ेगा, दैट इज एक्सप्लेन बाय डेल्टा। और इसका दूसरा यूज है to determine the probability of success of your trade getting in the money, like I just explained in the previous slide कि कितना परसेंट चांस है कि वो पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन इन द मनी हो जाए, that is also explained by delta. The other very important option Greek is theta, that is time value of an option. आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कि जब भी आप ऑप्शन बाय कर रहे हो उसमें इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू का कंपोनेंट कितना है और उसमें टाइम वैल्यू का कंपोनेंट कितना है। तो क्या होता है, सी सर्टेन डेज योर व्यू में नॉट गो रॉन्ग, बट your view may not go wrong, but there is a chance that the option premium will decay considerably if the index remains in a relative sideways consolidation. So there is a chance that there will be an option decay due to that is the theta component, that is there is a decay in the theta component. That's why even though your view may not go wrong, the index may witness a sideways consolidation, but with each passing day your option price may come down as well. So that is very important to understand for an option buyer कि जो थीटा का जो component है, थीटा it is against an option buyer and it works in favor of an option seller. So this is just what I wanted to highlight in this particular slide. We'll be having many sessions on option Greeks as well. तो उधर मैं डिटेल में हर एक ऑप्शन ग्रीक के बारे में एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, so that will be much more beneficial. So I just wanted to highlight the brief or the important things regarding these two option Greeks, that is delta and theta. Now let us take the another slide regarding why selecting the right strike price is very important. Option trading में यही दो main things है. One is maintaining a stop loss. If you are an intraday trader, if you are a positional trader, and if you want to carry forward your position, the best thing is to do a spread strategy. Naked carry करना is very dangerous, because see, today you could have purchased a call option thinking that Bank Nifty is very positive, but going into the last half an hour of trade, there was almost a 700-800 point correction in Bank Nifty as well. So if you do not place hedge trades, trading positionally naked call options is a very very risky thing. See, intraday में फिर भी ठीक है, you are still in front of the screen, you are in front of the mobile, you can close out your position at any point of time. The trade goes against you, you can close out your position, बट दैट इज नॉट द केस विद अ पोजिशनल थिंग. अगर आप पोजिशनल में नेकेड ऑप्शंस बाय करते हो एंड इट इज नॉट हेज्ड, सो टुडे टेक द एग्जांपल दैट यू हैव परचेज्ड 52,000 call option of next week of Bank Nifty. That is a naked call option, and tomorrow there is a 400 point gap down opening. Even though the chart looks very bullish today, no one in the market can predict how the markets will actually open in tomorrow's trading session. You can do it in terms of probability. आपको लगता है कि there is a good chance that the Bank Nifty may open up, but it is still a chance. No one knows with certainty कि कल Bank Nifty कितने पॉइंट से ऊपर खुलेगा. There is a chance that there could be a 500 point gap down as well, even though the charts look extremely bullish at the current juncture. So if the markets are such way, if you want to carry a positional trade, always consider to do in a hedged manner. That is, if you are doing a positional trade, do it in a spread. Bull spread कीजिए या फिर एक bear spread कीजिए. That is the bare minimum type of strategies that you should consider when you are doing a positional trade in index. Now coming back to our topic, take the scenario that Nifty is trading at 23,500 spot level पे 23,500. There is a trader who has purchased next week's 23,700 call option. ठीक है. So today the option premium is 40. So 40 into 25 जो current lot size है Nifty का, that comes to 1,000 rupees. तो उन्होंने 1,000 rupees भरा है और 23,700 का call option buy किया है, which is about 150 points away. So 150 points, many times we think, oh, it will come. But now take the scenario that in Monday's trading session, the index goes up by 70 points. तो index जो है 23,500 से 23,570 तक ऊपर जाता है. 70 points is what Nifty moves at the end of the trading day. So your option price will move from 40 to 75, because 70 point movement होता है, तो आपका ऑप्शन प्राइस लगभग 35 पॉइंट से ऊपर जा सकता है. On Tuesday, that is the next trading day, the index moves 30 points higher. मतलब 23,570 से 23,600 पे निफ्टी बंद देता है. So that time your option price moves from 75 to 90. So 2 days have passed. The index has moved 100 points in your favor. You are happy. Now take the scenario that in Wednesday's trading session there is a 100 point dip in Nifty. Nifty में correction आ जाता है, तो तभी ये ऑप्शन प्रीमियम 40 पे बंद नहीं देगा. ये ऑप्शन प्रीमियम लगभग 20-30 रुपए पे आएगा. The reason for this is on Friday's trading session there were 4 trading days for you to get your view right. मतलब और 4 दिन थे जिसमें आपका व्यू राइट जा सकता था. But on Wednesday there is just one trading day left, just one trading session which is left for you to get your view right. So the option premium will not settle at 40 rupees, even though the index is at the same level. Friday को भी 23,500 पे था, Wednesday को भी 23,500 पे है, but the option premium will be at 20-30 rupees on Wednesday, because there is just one trading session for you to get your view right. So that is why there is a sharp decay in the option premium. So, and in Thursday's trading session the index moves almost 150 points higher. मतलब 23,500 से इंडेक्स 23,650 तक चला जाता है, फिर भी आप लॉस में ही आपका पोजीशन कट जाता है. द रीजन इज you have purchased something which is 200 points away in the index. So this is just a very simple example, and I wanted to highlight that even though you may get your view right, see ultimately Nifty तो 150 पॉइंट ऊपर ही चला गया. आपने जिस भाव पे देखा था निफ्टी को, that was at 23,500, and Thursday को the index has given a closing at 23,650, 150 points higher, but still the strike price that you selected was out of the money, and that is why the entire premium gets eroded. So this is a very important thing to understand, that when you're trading in the index options, consider to trade in at the money or slightly out of the money options. मतलब एक दो strike दूर. Do not go too far out of the money, because the chances of making money drastically reduces. So this is just a very simple chart of selecting the right strike price. तो आप देख सकते हो, this is a example which is slightly old, but it is very relevant regarding the strike price. If you select the right strike price along with the price movement, you will get the appropriate risk reward for the option that you are trading in. Now coming to the risk associated with the various strategies. So because it is very important to understand which strategy has how much risk. तो जो ऑप्शन सेलर्स जो रहते हैं, जैसे आज के सेशन में अगर किसी ने बैंक निफ्टी के कॉल ऑप्शंस बेचे रहेंगे 51,000 स्ट्राइक के या 51,500 स्ट्राइक के, उन्होंने सिर्फ 20-30 रुपए पे बेचा रहेगा, और वो पोजीशन, देयर इज अ वेरी गुड चांस दैट द पोजीशंस में बी कट आउट एट 300-400 रुपीज. So selling naked call options, जो option selling है, that is naked selling of call options, is the riskiest of all the trades in options, because like today's trade, there can be heavy movement in either direction. Even selling naked put options is very risky. That is why the top two most riskiest trades are selling naked call option and naked put option. And post that, if you see, there is strategies like exotic combinations, straddles, condor, butterfly. ये सब hedge strategies है, but still there is a bit of risk associated with it. Then we have the basic, that is buying of call option and buying of put option and covered call options. So these are the relatively less risky strategies in the market. So if you are an option seller, always consider to do hedge strategies. अगर आप option बेच भी रहे हैं, if you want to make profit, consider doing it in a hedged manner. तो इसका example ये है, if you are selling 23,600 call option, consider to buy the 23,800 call option. मतलब एक 200-300 पॉइंट दूर का call option consider भी कीजिए buy करने का, because if your view goes wrong, there will still be a bit of protection of your capital. मतलब आपका पूरा प्रीमियम उड़ नहीं जाएगा, मतलब in terms of the loss. So this is what I wanted to just highlight. Consider doing any positional trade, जो भी आप positional trades करते हैं derivatives में, always consider to do it in a hedged manner. That is what we always consider. हम लोग कभी भी SBI की रिसर्च टीम से we never give one directional positional calls from an intraday perspective. Intraday में हम लोग देते ही है, but from a positional perspective, because even though how much ever bullish or bearish we are on the markets, no one will be able to predict next trading day में कैसा खुल सकता है. See, when you're doing intraday, you are always in front of the screen and you have control of the movements. मतलब there could be sharp movements, but still you are in a position to react and close out your trades. But if the correction, if there is a sharp gap up or gap down opening in the next trading day, your capital will be definitely wiped out. So these are the main things that I wanted to tell. Always maintain a stop loss. Leverage को control कीजिए when the markets become extremely volatile. Consider to maintain leverage, मतलब leverage को control में रखिए. When your trades are going correctly, that time you can increase your leverage when you have confidence over your trades. When the markets are extremely choppy, मतलब 100-200 पॉइंट के अंदर ही घूम रहा है निफ्टी पूरे दिन में और बहुत बार स्टॉप लॉस बज रहा है, those are the times when you need to control the leverage. Positions को कम करना important है. And the last point is always maintain or always consider to do hedge strategies. So hedge strategies are the only thing which will help you when you do positional trades. So that's an end of today's session. I thank all the participants जिन्होंने भी आज का session attend किया है. I would like to thank all the participants. We have one more session in derivatives during the current week, which is regarding the topic of option buying versus option selling. That's on Friday. I would like all the participants to join that particular session as well. आपको अगर कोई भी suggestions रहेगा, you can definitely share it with us. We'll be more than happy to take your suggestions. Now we can start with the Q&A session. Participants who have any questions regarding the topic, please, stock specific, I will not be able to answer at the current juncture. So kindly avoid asking any stock specific questions or regarding the positions that you have. The forum at the current juncture, I will not be able to reply to them. If you have any questions regarding the topic, आपको topic के regarding कोई भी questions है regarding derivatives, then I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll go through the questions once again. Whatever has been typed in the chat section, one by one, I'll go through it now. Thank you. See, there is a question from Sachin regarding which strategy and indicator used for option trading. See, it is different for every individual trader. There is no standard rule which can tell you that this particular strategy will work all the time. There are different market scenarios wherein different strategies come into work. So you may find my answer very general in nature, but that is what the fact is. There is no one strategy which I can tell which will work 365 days of the year. There are certain times wherein the markets go into a sideways consolidation, so that time you cannot do one directional trading like how today's market was. उस टाइम पे आपको आयन बटरफ्लाई या आयन कॉन्डोर स्ट्रेटजीज अपनाने पड़ेंगे, जिधर आपको ऑप्शन प्रीमियम खाने को मिलेगा. दोज आर नोन एज strategies wherein you receive premium. The one directional strategies that are there, those are strategies where you pay the option premium. So whenever the markets are trending, like in today's session, you can consider to do one directional trading. If the markets become choppy and they are sideways consolidation, you can consider to do iron condor, yeah, iron butterfly strategies. The only indicators are a lagging thing. Matlab, they help you definitely, but when the price action, like if you're an intraday trader, the only thing which you can use is a short-term moving average. Price action, a very good understanding of price action, a very good understanding of the option chain. तो आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कौन से स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस पे देयर इज सेलिंग, मतलब ऑप्शन सेलर्स राइट कर रहे हैं. So those could be levels of resistance, and when the market witnesses a breakout above those particular levels, there could be short covering. Like today's session, there were a lot of traders who had done option writing in 51,000 call option. No one was expecting कि आज के session में ही 51,000 पार हो जाएगा. So that is why when Nifty crossed 51,100, 51,200, that is the time wherein these call option writers came into panic, and which resulted in an extremely sharp spike in Bank Nifty. So these are the things that you should keep at the back of the mind. मतलब आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कि इस लेवल के ऊपर जाएगा, तो then there could be some panic from the option writers perspective, and that is what happened at 130. If you see, the index gave a very sharp breakout, and you should know which stocks have high weightage. तो आज के सेशन में जैसे बैंक निफ्टी है, तो आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कि आईसीआईसीआई बैंक और एचडीएफसी बैंक, ये दो स्टॉक का ही वेटेज लगभग 50% 60% है बैंक निफ्टी में. तो ये दो स्टॉक में अगर अच्छा खासा ट्रेंड है आज के पूरे दिन में, then you more or less know that the index is going to move on the upside. So these are the basic few things that I keep on tracking. Large cap stocks में क्या चार्ट पैटर्न्स बन रहे हैं, अगर इंडेक्स अपने शॉर्ट टर्म मूविंग एवरेजेस के ऊपर है, what is the positions which are being formed on the option chain. So there is a question from Murthy. SL is required only for naked position and not for positional trading. Am I correct? See, for positional trading, you need to do a hedge strategy. You cannot see, stop loss is challenging for a positional strategy. The reason for this is, if you buy something for in Nifty for 100, you cannot have a positional stop loss of just 20-30 points. That becomes very less for a positional strategy. But if you are doing a positional trade, always consider to do it in a hedged manner. Matlab, do not do just buying of a call option or a put option. Along with the call and put option, buy a protective put option or a call option. So the strategy is hedged. Or you can do a bull spread or a bear spread. So I'll just explain what is a bull spread. In a bull spread, you buy a particular in a particular strike price. So you buy 23,500 call option, and along with buying 23,500 call option, you sell the 23,700 call option. So by this, your option premium also comes down, and the strategy is hedged. So these are two things which the benefit comes from a hedge strategy. If you are doing a bear put spread, you buy 23,500 put option and you sell 23,300 put option. So in this manner, the option premium that you have to pay also reduces. And at the start of the strategy itself, you know what is the maximum profit that you are going to incur in this particular trade. So there is a question: when market fall off, all indicator or delta vega are cut, but live market scary are different. See, I agree with you that tracking all these indicators during live market is a challenging thing. I'm not able to fully understand your question, but what I want to tell you that, see, these are the things that should be at the back of their mind. मतलब आपको मालूम रहना चाहिए कि आप अगर एक particular strike price select कर रहे हो, what is the delta of that particular strike price. अगर निफ्टी इतने पॉइंट से ऊपर जाएगा, how much is the profit that you're going to make in that particular strategy. Means if you have a view that nifty will move 50 points from this particular point, then you should know that if you have selected this particular strike price, maximum 20 to 30 points is what you're going to cover. You cannot expect to buy an at the money option if nifty moves 50 points and expect to make 50 points. So that is the basic things I'm telling you. I'm not saying that you can track all the indicators, all the option greeks or everything simultaneously, because in live markets these are very dynamic things, continuously change होते रहते हैं. But अगर आपके माइंड में अगर रहेगा, these are the basic filter criteria, at least if they are at the back of your mind, the risk of the trade becomes considerably less. So I hope I was able to answer your question to a certain extent. So there is a recommendation from Sachin that today we gave a slightly less calls in Bank Nifty. I agree. The markets were a bit challenging for me in the first part of it, but in the second part we tried to recover as much as possible. My first few trades did not go according to expectations, but post 130, when the trend was much more clear, when HDFC Bank gave a breakout, we tried to recover by doing trades in Fin Nifty. See, it's very challenging to do trades on expiry day in the expiry index. Many times the volatility is much more higher. So in trade today also, even though the financial stocks were very strong, we gave more calls in Fin Nifty. The reason for this is the volatility tends to be slightly less. The trend is the same. See, financial stocks are doing good. So we were trying to capture the profits in Fin Nifty rather than Bank Nifty. See, Bank Nifty is a very much more volatile product compared to all the three. So if you say if the most volatile among the three is Bank Nifty, then comes Fin Nifty, and then comes Nifty. Nifty is the least volatile. The reason for this is it is a much more diversified product. तो निफ्टी में 50 स्टॉक है जो निफ्टी को मूव करते हैं. बैंक निफ्टी में सिर्फ 12 स्टॉक है जो बैंक निफ्टी को मूव करते हैं, एंड उन 12 स्टॉक में भी दो स्टॉक का वेटेज लगभग 50 to 60% है. सो दैट इज द टाइप ऑफ मूवमेंट विच कैन कम इन बैंक निफ्टी. सो thank you for your suggestions. Definitely, agar there is a request that session should be conducted in Hindi, we can take it forward, and we will have sessions going forward in only certain languages for the benefit of our client. But since it is a mixed pan India webinar, we try to keep it a mix of Hindi and English. But definitely we will take your suggestions, sir. So drop in premium is on not only due to theta but also drop in VIX. Is this correct? Definitely, this is correct. So whenever the VIX drops, that means the volatility in the market is dropping. See, theta is related to time, and India VIX is related to volatility. Option premiums at the start of the series, when there is a lot of time left for the expiry, the option premium will be large. As the days progress, as the option comes closer towards expiry, the option premium comes down, even though the index may remain at the same level. The reason for this is the number of days have reduced. So that is related to theta. I hope this part is clear. As the days to expiry reduce, the option premium comes down due to a component known as theta. That is, the number of days to expiry reduce. So there is less chance that there could be a significant movement in the market. So the option premium reduces. That is one part of the option decay. The second part is due to a correction in India VIX. So India VIX correcting on the downside means that traders are expecting less volatility in the market. When there is less volatility in the market expected, the option prices also come down, because option sellers will not be able to charge a higher premium when the markets are not volatile. When the markets are extremely volatile, the option sellers tend to charge a higher premium, because he also has risk. The person who's selling the option also has risk, so he tends to quote a higher premium when the markets are volatile. So as the volatility comes down, the option prices also come down. So these are two different things. That is theta, the option prices coming down due to theta is one thing, and the option price coming down due to India VIX is another thing. They can come down to both of these events. Many times what we'll see is, post the RBI policy, RBI monetary policy, the event is over. The major fear that there may be a rate hike or anything of that sort goes out of the picture. That time we'll see a sudden drop in India VIX, because the volatility or the fear of the market goes down. That time you will see that there is a sudden drop in the option prices. So that is known as, it is also known as IV crush, implied volatility crush. It is a slightly different thing, but it's more or less related to the volatility only when there is a drop in volatility. So there is a question regarding intraday tips for new traders. So I would recommend, since if you are a new trader in the current market, you can consider to do few trades wherein the capital that you engage is slightly less. Understand the product that you are trading in. So see, not everyone is comfortable doing intraday trading. For some people, the pressure may be too much to handle, because and the job also, they might be doing jobs as well as simultaneously. So understand the product which you are comfortable in trading in. For some people, the joy is in trading options. For some of them, it is futures. For some of them, it is intraday trading. So if even in for some it is swing trading, that is positional trading. So identify first the product that you are comfortable in. First get a grip over positional trading. Once you're slightly comfortable in positional trading, then it is better to get into intraday trading, because intraday trading, your skill sets have to be much more sharp. For few people it comes naturally, wherein they prefer to do intraday trading. They do not want to do positional trading. So first you can consider to do trading based on price action. Understand what is price action. Identify stocks where the trend is positive. See, if you're doing buying activities, if you're considering to buy, identify stocks where the trend is bullish. So if you're doing buying, buy stocks which are trading above their short term and long term moving averages. Avoid doing buying in stocks which are trading closer towards their lower end of the price band. See, we as technical analysts believe that the trend of a stock is going to continue till the time there is no reversal. So there are a lot of people will tell that the stock is already 4 or 5% up, but most of the time these stocks which are 4 or 5% up, they only will continue to go and move 15-20% up in the days to come. So consider doing intraday trading in stocks which are outperforming rather than underperforming. Do not go to catch bottoms. Try to catch stocks wherein the trend is largely positive, and on dips you can buy in these particular stocks where the trend is on the larger side, on the positive side. So that is what I would like to recommend. You can closely track the recommendations that we give in the cash segment or the positional stocks that we give. We have a lot of good analysts from our end who give stocks, intraday stocks, and positional stocks. So I've already explained this, but I can definitely tell how to hedge, how it gives profit. See, hedging will never give you profit. It is important to understand. See, hedging is an activity which is used to reduce your risk. Hedging से आपको कभी profit नहीं बन सकता है. If you do a very balanced hedge, that means your risk is also zero and your reward also is zero. Hedging is an activity which is done to mitigate the risk that you fear in the market. So what may happen now, let's just take an example. You buy Reliance at 100 rupees. Suppose this is just an example. You buy a stock at 100 rupees, it goes to 120, 130. Now it has already moved 30 rupees on the upside. Now you feel that the stock can continue to go on the upside. You feel it can move towards 150, 160, but there is a risk associated because there is already a 30% upswing in the particular counter. So in order to mitigate your risk, once the stock has moved from 100 to 130, what you can do is you can buy a put option which will hedge your position. So you can buy a 110 or 120 out of the money strike price put option to hedge your profitable position. This is just one example wherein your trade has gone into profit and you make use of options to hedge your existing positions and reduce the risk on the downside. So tomorrow, even if the stock in the cash segment comes down, your put option will give you profit and you will mitigate your losses to an extent. So this is how hedging can be used to reduce your losses. Now if you at the start of the trade itself, अगर आपने one lot call option buy किया and one lot put option buy किया, and if the market does not go anywhere, you will end up making loss. So that's a perfect hedge, that is known as delta neutral hedge, wherein you buy call option also, put option also, but if the movement is not much, you will make a losses in both the sides. So hedging is an activity which is done to protect your losses. You can buy a hedge right at the start of the trade itself, wherein you want to protect your downside, or you can do a hedging activity once the position goes on the profitable side. So I hope I was able to explain the basics regarding hedging. So there are a few suggestions there are which is regarding the price which comes. I will definitely take it with the product team. We will see to that there is minimal lag between the calls that we recommend from our side and which are flashed on the application. Thank you for the suggestions. So there is a question regarding how to predict the support and resistance for Nifty and Bank Nifty. So there are different methods. One is through the technical method itself, wherein you see the price action and you determine where the index has faced support multiple times or has faced resistance multiple times. Today's price action, do not consider it because it is a one-off wherein all the resistance levels are broken, all the support levels are broken. In the price type of price action, when there is 200 2000 point movement, it is difficult to predict the support and resistance. At that time, you should just gauge the type of fund flow which is coming. You should see the type of trend which is happening in the large cap counters and just go with the trend, maintaining a strict stop loss. That is the only way to trade in days like this. But on natural normal days, you can identify the support resistance based on technical levels where the index has faced multiple times, it has faced a resistance or a stop loss. The other method is you identify the option levels, that is on the strike price you identify where there is heavy call writing or put option writing, and then it's not just the strike price you have to adjust with the average premiums as well. So if suppose, let's take an example, that this is just an example understanding, that suppose 51,000 call option has the highest writing and the average price of writing the 51,000 call option was 200 rupees. So 200 is what the option seller got by writing 51,000 call option. So 51,000 plus 200 is where the resistance is going to come. So that is known as weighted average price of the option premium, where the maximum option sellers are selling that particular strike price, and that is where the resistance actually comes. Now, this is a bit challenging to actually calculate on a day to day basis, but you should more or less identify what is the weighted average for that particular day, wherein the maximum option writers have sold their position. You can also check the volumes. So, when the index moves above the weighted average price plus the strike price, you can identify that the resistance level has been taken out on the upside. Likewise, for the put side as well, the strike price minus the premium is where the support is. Agar if the index witnesses a breakout below that also, then there could be selling pressure in the market. So there is recommendations regarding option selling as well and commodity trading as well. So both these suggestions, see, we'll definitely take it up with the concerned team, and we'll see to that we what best can be done regarding this. So due to time constraint, I'll not be able to take any further questions. Thank you so much for all the participants for having today's session. If you have any further queries, you can definitely get in touch with us, and we'll also be having more sessions in derivatives. This Friday also we'll be having a session. Please do join in. It is regarding option selling versus option buying. So there are a lot of traders who have joined and who would like to know regarding option buying and option selling. So I hope today's session was helpful to everyone. And if you have any suggestions from your end, please do let us know in the next session. Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you to all the participants as well for your for all the positive comments regarding today's session. I would like to thank all the participants from our end, from the SBI research team. Thank you.